Batman Caped Crusader Season 2 builds confidently on everything the first season introduced, while pushing Gotham City into even darker territory. Rather than dramatically reinventing the series, these new episodes strengthen its unique identity and fully embrace the detective noir atmosphere that has separated it from every other recent Batman adaptation. From the opening episode, it becomes clear that Gotham has changed since the events of the previous season. The city feels more unstable, more dangerous, and even more consumed by corruption. Criminal organizations are becoming increasingly fearless. Powerful figures continue manipulating the justice system from the shadows, and ordinary citizens are caught in the middle of a city that seems determined to consume itself. Bruce Wayne also finds himself facing a different challenge. While he has already established himself as Batman, he is still far from becoming the legendary Dark Knight that audiences know from later stories. This version of Batman continues learning through failure, making difficult decisions, and discovering that even his remarkable skills cannot solve every problem. One of the season's greatest strengths is that it refuses to portray Batman as an unstoppable superhero. Instead, he often arrives too late to prevent tragedy. He uncovers horrifying truths only after innocent people have already suffered. Every investigation reminds him that protecting Gotham is far more complicated than defeating a single criminal. That approach gives the series genuine emotional weight because victories never feel completely satisfying. Every success comes with consequences, and every solved case exposes another layer of corruption hidden beneath Gotham's streets. Hamish Linklater once again delivers an outstanding performance as both Bruce Wayne and Batman. His interpretation feels refreshingly different from many previous versions without ever losing the essence of the character. As Bruce Wayne, he presents a carefully constructed public image. He appears calm, wealthy, and controlled, yet there is always a sense that he is performing a role rather than revealing his true personality. Batman, on the other hand, feels emotionally distant and intensely focused. He speaks with quiet confidence, carefully observes every situation, and rarely allows emotion to influence his decisions. Rather than copying famous performances from earlier films or animated series, this version creates its own identity. He is still early in his career, still making mistakes, and still trying to understand exactly what kind of symbol Batman should become. The relationship between Bruce and Alfred also receives meaningful development throughout the season. Instead of acting only as Bruce's loyal butler, Alfred becomes a genuine emotional anchor. Their conversations reveal growing mutual respect, and Alfred understands Bruce better than perhaps anyone else. He recognizes the sacrifices Bruce continues making while quietly encouraging him to remain connected to his humanity. Those quieter moments become some of the most memorable scenes in the season because they remind viewers that behind the mask is still a deeply isolated man trying to carry an impossible burden. Another area where Season 2 shines is its supporting cast. Barbara Gordon continues developing into one of Gotham's most determined and intelligent figures. Detective Renee Montoya receives several compelling storylines that explore the difficult choices facing honest officers inside a deeply corrupt police department. Even Detective Flass becomes far more layered than audiences might initially expect. Rather than existing simply to support Batman, these characters receive their own meaningful arcs. Their struggles reflect Gotham's moral decay just as effectively as the actions of the city's criminals. The villains also benefit from the series' distinctive creative approach. Instead of recreating classic comic book versions exactly as fans remember them, Batman Caped Crusader continues reimagining many familiar characters through its period-inspired noir setting. Some receive dramatic redesigns, while others are given completely different personalities that better suit this darker interpretation of Gotham. Not every creative decision will satisfy every Batman fan. Some classic villains lose certain theatrical qualities that traditionally define them, replacing exaggerated personalities with more grounded and psychologically unsettling behavior. Even so, most of these reinterpretations feel thoughtfully designed rather than different simply for the sake of being different. They belong naturally within this particular version of Gotham, making the world feel fresh even for longtime Batman fans. The season also takes an interesting approach with the Joker. Rather than placing him at the center of every episode, the series allows his presence to slowly grow throughout the story. He exists almost like a shadow hanging over Gotham. Characters speak about him, rumors spread, and small hints suggest something much larger is coming. By delaying his major appearances, the writers create genuine anticipation. When the Joker finally becomes more active during the later episodes, his arrival carries considerably more impact because the audience has spent so much time wondering when he would finally emerge from the darkness. Perhaps the biggest improvement over the previous season is the willingness to embrace genuine consequences. Characters die, investigations fail, plans fall apart. Batman cannot always save everyone. These moments reinforce one of the central ideas running throughout the season. Gotham is not a city that can be fixed overnight. Every victory comes alongside another tragedy, and Batman must constantly question whether his mission is making enough difference. Visually, Batman Caped Crusader continues to be one of the most distinctive animated superhero series currently available. Bruce Timm's instantly recognizable artistic style remains beautifully intact while embracing heavy shadows, dramatic lighting, elegant Art Deco architecture, and rain-covered streets that make Gotham feel trapped somewhere between different historical eras. Every location contributes to the atmosphere. Dark alleyways feel genuinely threatening. Government buildings appear cold and intimidating. Even wealthy neighborhoods carry an underlying sense of unease. The city itself almost becomes another character, constantly reminding viewers that Gotham's greatest enemy may not be a single villain, but the corruption built into its very foundations. The musical score deserves praise as well. Rather than attempting to imitate famous Batman themes from earlier adaptations, the soundtrack supports the detective-focused storytelling with subtle orchestral compositions that enhance suspense without overwhelming individual scenes. Action sequences remain effective, but they are never the primary attraction. This season clearly prioritizes investigations, character interactions, political conspiracies, and moral dilemmas over constant fights. For many viewers, that slower pace will be one of the show's greatest strengths because it allows every mystery to unfold naturally. However, audiences expecting non-stop action may occasionally find certain confrontations ending more quickly than anticipated. The season is not completely without flaws. Its mixture of standalone detective stories and larger ongoing mysteries sometimes creates uneven pacing. Certain episodes feel entirely self-contained while others focus heavily on the broader narrative, making the overall rhythm occasionally inconsistent. Batman himself also remains intentionally mysterious. While this makes him feel intimidating, it sometimes means supporting characters receive more emotional development than the central hero. Viewers hoping for a deeper exploration of Bruce Wayne's inner thoughts may feel the series keeps him at a greater emotional distance than expected. Some of the villain reinterpretations may also divide audiences. While many creative changes succeed, a few seem more interested in surprising viewers than preserving the qualities that originally made those characters memorable. Whether those changes work will largely depend on personal preference. Despite these minor issues, Batman Caped Crusader Season 2 represents a clear improvement over its predecessor. The storytelling feels more confident. The mysteries become more engaging. The emotional stakes continue rising. Most importantly, the series fully understands that Gotham itself is just as important as Batman. Every institution, every neighborhood, and every citizen contributes to a city constantly struggling between hope and corruption. That focus transforms Gotham into a living, breathing world rather than simply a backdrop for superhero action. By combining compelling detective stories, memorable performances, beautifully realized animation, and a willingness to let Batman remain imperfect, Season 2 delivers one of the strongest animated Batman stories in recent years. It honors the character's Golden Age detective roots while exploring modern themes surrounding justice, corruption, responsibility, and moral compromise. Even when certain creative decisions do not entirely land, the ambition behind them is impossible to ignore. Overall, Batman Caped Crusader Season 2 is darker, more mature, and significantly more confident than the first season. It proves that Batman stories do not always need world-ending threats or spectacular action to remain compelling. Sometimes the most gripping battles take place in interrogation rooms, abandoned alleyways, and the quiet moments when Bruce Wayne questions whether one man can ever truly save a city determined to destroy itself. For fans who appreciate detective-driven storytelling, atmospheric world-building, classic noir influences, and a Batman who is still learning from every mistake, this season offers an engaging continuation that leaves Gotham with plenty of mysteries still waiting to be uncovered.